Good evening, I'm Bridget Conniff.
And I'm Erin Gormley. Today, on the 7 o'clock news, heresies are threatening the core beliefs of the Catholic Church.
Will the Catholic Church survive these heresies?
Only the Inquisition will tell.
Whoa. Let's take a step back here and put everything into place. You may be asking, what exactly are these heresies threatening the Catholic faith? And what exactly is this whole Inquisition movement that is trying to stop the spread of these heresies? Well, to answer that question, Inquisitions were judicial courts set up in order to find the people guilty of spreading heresies and sentence them or help them repent for their disloyalty to the faith. Basically, these Inquisitions were their own little court systems, except the cases these courts heard were nothing like the Judge Judy cases you're probably thinking of. Anyway, the Inquisition is a very wide topic, but the most known Inquisitions were the medieval, Spanish, Portuguese, and Roman Inquisitions. Now, how exactly did all these Inquisition periods start? Well, the origin of the Inquisition watered down to the Albigensians of 13th century southern France. They practiced a radical form of Gnosticism that turned to violence and murder in order to get their points across. Pope Innocent III decided it was time to put a stop to this radical group and demanded that they be purged. Although this killing went on for 20 years, the heresy was still present, and thus the medieval Inquisition was born. This heresy was a real slap in the face because medieval culture revolved around religion. So, in 1231, a fed-up Pope Gregory IV officially began the Inquisition in order to rid the Catholic faith of heresy. To accomplish this goal, Pope Gregory elected special judges, known as inquisitors, to judge those accused of heresy. Now, not just any old average Joe could be a judge. You had to be a wholesome person, so as a result many inquisitors were Dominican or Franciscan monks. These inquisitors were known to be pretty kind, but some were very, very cruel in their punishments. The punishments ranged from being ordered to perform good deeds for the church to being excluded from the church. Some of the more cruel inquisitors of the medieval time, however, practiced torture methods or even death. This medieval Inquisition was only the beginning of many and led to the Spanish Inquisition. Contrary to popular belief, the Spanish Inquisition was not intended to combat heresies, but aimed primarily at descendants of Jewish converts who were accused of secretly practicing their previous faith. King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella had demanded that Jews convert to Catholicism, and those that did not could face an, quote, act of faith, end quote. These acts of faith consisted of a mass, public procession of the accused, and prayer in attempt to get the guilty to reconcile. At this time, Spain was a melting pot of many diverse religious backgrounds, just like how the United States is today. Primarily, the three monotheistic religions were the ones that were most widely practiced: Islam, Judaism, and Christianity. Before the beginning of the Inquisition, Jews and Christians tolerated living with each other. This changed in the summer of 1391 when the Christians started to despise and grow jealous of the Jewish people. Eventually, it was decided that forced Jewish converts could go back to practicing Judaism, but most did not. Most acclimated to Christian life and became leaders in government, business, and the church. The third major Inquisition period was the Portuguese Inquisition, which was started by João III, the King of Portugal. This Inquisition targeted the Jews that came from Spain as a result of the Spanish Inquisition. It was headed by Grand Inquisitor Cardinal Henry. Focusing on diminishing converts from different faiths, this judicial institution weeded out Jewish New Christians from Portugal. There were executions, mass murders, and children were torn away from their families and taken to colonies of Portugal. This Inquisition also focused on divination, witchcraft, and bigamy, as well as book censorship, which greatly impacted Portuguese culture. This Inquisition completely reshaped all of Portuguese culture and devastated many. The last major Inquisition was the Roman Inquisition, which was started by Paul III and aimed at ridding the Catholic Church of the Protestant heresy. The Pope established the Holy Office as the final judgment in every heresy trial. This Inquisition, unlike most of the others, focused on academic theology and the writings of the theologians. The Roman Inquisition of Holy Office was rather reserved in nature. It identified problems within the Church and worked to resolve them. Galileo, a famous scientist of the time, was accused of publishing wrong beliefs about the science of the earth. After meditation and interrogation, Galileo admitted to having over-exaggerated his writing. See, it's not just teenage girls that over-exaggerate. Even Galileo does it. He was put under house arrest as a result of the Inquisition's power. The judicial institution of the Holy Office is still intact today, but has been renamed the Congregation for the Doctrine of Faith.
Signing off, this is Aaron Gormley
and Bridget Conant.
And Lily Blake.